Look at me, I'm
The Ravens' backup quarterback position should not be home to this much drama, yet it's been nothing but drama for 2 straight off-seasons. But the larger, overriding issue is the starter, Joe Flacco, which means the importance of who backs him up can't ever be downplayed. Flacco hasn't missed a game since he tore his ACL in 2015, and he played all 16 last season despite preseason back problems, but between inconsistencies in health and performance, he has kept backup quarterback on the front burner for his team. Yet the Ravens still manage to make things messier than they should be. They agreed to terms with Robert Griffin III, unexpectedly announcing the news Wednesday at the start of the pre-draft press conference led by Vice President Ozzie Newsome and coach John Harbaugh. The move was met by understandable ridicule and scorn by many observers, since the last time Griffin made it through an entire season healthy was 2013, and he didn't play at all last season. He may or may not be washed up at 28, no one knows, because he hasn't played enough to prove it one way or another. NFL Power Rankings, Ravens going wrong way this offseason. That's the Ravens safety net for Flacco, who's 33 and led a passing offense that was one of the worst in the NFL in several categories last season. And yet, it's still an upgrade over the circus at backup last season, when as angry as the Ravens faithful were at Flacco from week to week, they feared anything happening to him because that meant Ryan Mallett would take the reins. When Flacco was knocked out by concussion against the Dolphins, Mallett finished a 40-0 rout, and did nothing to convince anybody he was a good option if Flacco had to miss any more time. Agonizing over Griffin is notably disingenuous when Mallett is the act he's following. Meanwhile, it almost goes without saying at this point that there was another viable backup available both years, one who would have made Mallett, Griffin and the other five quarterbacks the Ravens signed in that span irrelevant. It's beyond obvious, of course, that no team is going to sign Colin Kaepernick this off-season. But seeing how smooth, routine and off-the-radar the Ravens' signing of Griffin was reminds all of their clownish handling of the mere prospect of trying out Kaepernick last summer, when Flacco's back issues made the position an urgent need. Not that anyone in the NFL covered themselves in glory, but the Ravens' moment in the spotlight reflected particularly poorly on them. Suffice it to say that the Ravens managed to add Griffin without running it past the major advertisers, asking fans for their input, consulting with Ray Lewis, and having Lewis put Griffin's name in his Bible, or requesting that the public pray for us. Mock Draft 2018, Ravens reboot defense in Round 1 in accordance with the signing of virtually every other free agent quarterback in the history of professional football. The Ravens brought Griffin in for a workout, then decided to sign him. It wasn't clumsy or circuitous, and now the wisdom of it will be determined on the field. The need remains the same, regardless of who's cursing them out, picketing or boycotting games. The Ravens need a reliable backup just in case. And they need Flacco to make sure they never need to call on the backup.